Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome to another edition of Under the Helmet. Today, we are with A.K. Jones, number 91 defensive tackle of your Las Vegas Fury. And I want to welcome AK with us today. It's really kind of nice getting to talk to him. We've been on the team together for season and a half, and we spend a lot of time talking in the locker room. This is the first time I've ever got to actually talk to AK, and the conversation he and I had before we started this kind of proved my initial thought that he's a pretty awesome dude, and I'm really happy to be on a team with him. So first off, AK, I'm going to kind of give you a chance to tell us about yourself, where you're from, that kind of stuff, whatever you want to share. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, originally from North Carolina, and did about 9.5 years in the military. My last duty station was Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and I was getting ready to out process. Didn't really know what I was going to do. I thought I was just go back to North Carolina, and I said, well, I was going to go back to North Carolina, finish my degree, and the DeVry Institute came to the out processing and talked to us, and they said they were in Irving, Texas, which is right outside of Dallas, and so I said, I'm a Cowboys fan. Sounds like a good place to go. And so I did. I came down to Dallas, finished out my degree, and I've been here ever since. Met my wife here, and I just love it. I just love the area. It's I call it a country city. That's what I call it. It has all the makings of the city, but you still have the country feel. I live in one of the suburbs, and kind of reminds me of certain places in North Carolina. So I'm just, I'm ecstatic to be here, and I just enjoy where I'm at right now.
Well, I being in the military myself, I was in the Air Force, so my only experience with Texas was San Antonio in the summer, and it was hot, and at night it was hot, and in the morning it was hot, and so. Yeah. Being in North Carolina now, it kind of got me ready for that, but I don't think I've ever had the displeasure experiencing heat like I did when I was in San Antonio. So, it's ironic because when we first started talking during the kind of the draft process and finding out that you were from North Carolina, I thought that was really kind of cool. So, I've been here almost 20 years now. And I've actually lived in North Carolina longer than anywhere else I've lived in my life.
Wow.
So I guess I can officially call this my home now.
Right.
So, you and I got drafted in the same season, same draft at the start of season 15, I guess it was. And so, we all kind of go different routes to the draft, but we also have similar experiences because we should get some kind of feedback or input on where we're going to end up at as opposed to other types of drafts. What was it? First off, what was your minor league experience like? We've got another minor league season ramping up, and secondly, the second part of that, why Vegas?
The minor leagues was great. I got into a great organization, Boise Mud Dogs. We had a great locker room there. I mean, we had a lot of jokesters. We had a lot of guys that like to have fun. We had a great team. We had a few bounces go different ways, as we all know it happens in the SFL, but we had a great team. We were really tight knit, and I still talk to some of the guys even today. But then the draft rolled around, and I had probably a good 8-9 teams that were calling on me, and I listened to all of them. And it came down between Vegas and another team. I won't mention that team's name. But they were neck and neck, and I think once Slyn reached out and we started talking back and forth, I believe me and you actually talked. I believe, and we just, I don't know, I think I talked with I think John even, I think I spoke with him as well. But Slyn was he was hounding me. He kept calling every day. He was every day in the chat, and the other team really didn't do that. They didn't really play their hand one way or the other. And so I just kind of backed off, and I said, you know what? I said, I think I want to go to Vegas. I said, I just like the feel I was getting from them. They seemed like they really wanted me to be there. And I think with this, this type of environment, you want to feel that you want it on the team. You don't want to be like, well, maybe we don't know. Let me see what else we're going to do. I never got that. I never got that from them. It was, we want you. You're going to be our defensive tackle, day one. And that was my decision. That's when I heard that, I was like, okay, that's the place for me.
Yeah, Slyn is he's very good at what he does in the league, and that was a big part of it for me as well. Going through that process is the relationship that he wanted to build. And it always felt to me that it was not contingent on becoming a member of Vegas. He wanted to build relationships with people.
Yeah.
And that was a big draw for me. And you and I, after they shocked the heck out of me in that draft, Shady asked me to do some I guess politicking for him to make sure we didn't lose you. He spoke very highly of you, and I can see why. I really can. So the first season we had at Vegas was not one for the books, so to speak.
Right.
We all kind of had our own struggles, and as a team, we were working on getting our identity together, and here we are now. We've made the playoffs, I think, for the first time in Vegas history, which is great. How did you feel last season, and kind of your thought processes between the season, and how are you feeling now?
Last year was, I think it was a learning experience. I think for all of us, I think we had with the rookies and trying to blend in with the veterans on the team. I think it was a learning experience. At least for me, it was kind of learning how the SFL works. I think that was something too that I was, I didn't say struggled with, but just had a hard time understanding at first. But as the season wore on, I kind of got into the flow of it, kind of got into the feel of things, of how things were going. So, and I saw that we had the makings, of something special. I could see it. And then that gave me encouragement for this season. And so, going into 16, I said, I know we lost our quarterback, and I was like, that's, I think that's going to be a big loss. And, we picked up Colin, who's been amazing for a rookie, I would definitely say. And then I think, everyone that's kind of picked up, I think the scouting got better. I think the play calling got better. I think, and then the players, I think we just started the chemistry in the locker room. It got to the point where we're joking and talking every single day about something. It's like first thing I do in the morning. A lot of times I get up there and I get on. And it's like 5 people have beat me on. I say I'm gonna be the first one today to say hello to the team, and somebody's already beat me to it. So that just shows the camaraderie. This shows the chemistry, which you got to have on a team. You must have chemistry. If you don't have it, your team is really nothing. And I think this season, I think we started to gel. I think the chemistry is there now. We have a quarterback in place. We have a hell of a running back in place right now.
Yeah, we do.
The receiving core is outstanding. My 7 dogs up front. I mean, we're trying to handle things up there with the big guys. We got Slyn behind us. Me and Rhett and Ryan Ray and the guys up front. I mean, we're battling. We're battling every single down, and it's starting to show. It's really starting to show. And my player AK, he was very slow. Last year I thought, but this year I was telling Slyn the other day. I said trust the process. And I've trusted the process with the progressions, and I'm starting to see it pay off. Now I've seen the last couple of games. AK starting to get in there and make some plays, and trying to be a force in the middle, and which is which is what you want. You want, like they say, make an impact, and I think he's starting to do that now. So I only see great things for us moving forward. I really do.
I agree that I think it's what it boils down to is it's a computer game. We
Oh yeah,
build the player, we put it on there, and we hope the computer doesn't have a brain fart and make a stupid call for us.
yeah,
But what makes the experience, as far as I'm concerned, is that on the field experience, but complemented so much by that off the field experience. And I agree that that locker room's rocking 24/7. I mean, it's just and it's yeah. One of the things that really impressed me was when I got so sick, the number of people that reached out to me and just said, "Hey,
yeah.
want you to know that we're thinking about you. Hope everything's going okay. Let us know if we could do anything." And um,
Yeah,
that
same
that
with me. Same with me.
yeah,
When I came down with COVID. I mean, the team was like, "Hey, get better. Don't worry about anything."
right.
And that's what a team is. Team is family. I've played
That's
football all
right.
my life. I played in high school, played in college. It's a family at the end of the day. And just to have guys who we, probably 90% of we've never even seen each other. It's like me and you the first time
Mm-hmm.
we've seen face to face. I've seen your face on some of the other broadcasts, but uh, for guys who don't even know me or even know who I am or who I look like to reach out and give that support, that means a lot. It
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah, and I think that it's going to be interesting to see um, where we go from here because I think losing Rahman is a veteran quarterback. That was a huge question mark for us, and
Yeah.
Colin came in and he's doing what we need him to do. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's on the field and off the field, and I
Right.
think that I just think I think that's a testament to the veterans that were there and waited,
Yeah.
that trusted John and Tony and
Yeah.
Shady coming in, and that just the whole there's even when we don't do well, there's still this positive
Oh yeah.
thing there, and I'm people better watch out because Vegas is coming. You know.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so with that being said, we got one game left, Vice Wars,
Yeah.
and then playoffs. What do you see? Where do you see AK at moving forward?
AK is he's like I said, he's getting stronger. He's getting he's kind of learning what his role is. His role is to plug that middle, stop the run, just try to continue to get stronger, overpower some of these guards. He gets double teamed just about every play seems like, and the times he doesn't get double teamed, that's typically when he's making a play on someone. So, but I look at it as AK taking up two blockers, and that frees up Slyn and those linebackers to come in and make plays, which is what they're doing. I think the play that Slyn got the fumble on, I think I was double teamed, and that was allowed him to just come through, and make a good hit on the running back. So, the big guys in the middle, we don't get the big glory, but we don't need the big glory. As long as we're helping the team win, and that's our job to take up two blocks, that means somebody's going to be free. Vice Wars, this is my second year going through this Vice Wars thing. I didn't really understand it last year. I was like, what is Vice Wars? But now I understand a little bit better. It's going to be, this should be a good one. I think both teams are riding high right now. I think Denver has put it in cruise control, just waiting for the playoffs. I think we're on a high right now. And I'm thinking we're going to catch them. I think we're going to catch them sleeping. I think they're overlooking us. I think they're saying, hey, we're in the playoffs and we're done. But we got a lot to prove. And I think we're going to do that. And I was listening to Cam today on his broadcast, and I was listening to Axis last night. Everybody thinks we're a dangerous team, and we're going to be a tough out. And even if we don't make it all the way, I think the groundwork is laid for next year. To the Fury is coming, and they're coming strong.
I got to agree with you. I'm excited. No matter what happens this week, no matter what happens in the playoffs, I'm excited for let's get the next one going. Let's get season 17 here, because
Yeah.
we're on a mission, and
Yeah.
this is not the Vegas that of 3-4 years ago. Nothing against the team then, but the trick of this is putting the right people in the right positions at the right time, and that all those pieces have seemed to have fallen into place for us. And I think it's going to be it's going to be one heck of a ride. So that kind of ends my serious part of this.
Okay.
So now we're going to have a little fun. If you've seen any of these that I've done before, the questions are not as tricky. Yeah, Shady was my guinea pig, and I think I caught him off guard with some. So, but we're just gonna, I call it the quick fire round. I'm gonna have to come up with some new questions as I do these, though, because everybody's going, I know that. But first one, we got to ask: chocolate or vanilla?
Oh, chocolate.
There you go. Okay. What's your favorite color?
Blue. Cowboy blue, of course. Carolina blue, of course.
You know, I got to admit, living here in Tar Heel country, I just can't stand that blue. Did I say that live on camera?
You said it a little too loud.
I like blue, but I'm more of a royal blue, and living here and teaching here.
That's close to Duke color. Now. That's closer to Duke. We don't do Duke, no.
But we see that Carolina blue everywhere, and I would say
as well. You should.
2/3 of my students wear it. You know, and so I was stationed in North Carolina in the mid '80s, and we had civilian firefighters that were on the base with us, and I was introduced to the Carolina Duke rivalry that we almost had fights break out in our day room watching those games. So
absolutely.
Yeah, it's blue's my favorite, but that I'm an Ohio State fan, so I mean, you know.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's going to be interesting to watch the NFL draft. I'm looking forward to that. Next season's going to be interesting in a lot of ways for us. But yeah, you got Roy Williams retired, didn't he?
Yes, he did retire.
What do you? Well, I got to throw it in there. What do you think of the new hire?
The hire is good. It's a Carolina guy. That's typically what Carolina does. They get people who've either played there or was a coach there at some point. So they did. They went with Hubert. It wasn't my pick. I was hoping for Jerry Stackhouse, a great NBA player, great player at Carolina. He has head coaching. He has a head coach. He's not done very well at Vanderbilt, and I think that was one of the reasons they didn't go down that route. But he has NBA experience. He's coached the G League for the Raptors. So he's plus he's from North Carolina. He's from Kinston. Right. So I was thinking a hometown kid, an in-state kid would probably get it. But Hubert's a great pick as well.
Yeah. Everybody that I've kind of talked to here has been pleased with it. So yeah. Do you follow the Panthers much? I gotta ask that as well. Well, we're
who?
Who? That team that other pro team we got around here.
I've never heard of those guys before. No, I all my family is North Carolina, so they're big Panther fans. So I'll watch them, but I don't really pull for the Panthers. So I'm Cowboy blue.
I growing up in Ohio, I'm also a Browns fan, so I'm kind of like a glutton for punishment. But living here as long as I have, and for some personal reasons, I've got a soft spot for the Panthers. So it's and my dad lived in Tennessee for 20 some years, and he after the Browns moved out of Cleveland, he said, I'm done with Cleveland, and he became a Titans fan. So
Yeah.
I've kind of got three different going here, but they've tried to convert me to a Titans fan for the last 15 years, and I think they've finally given up. But you know, okay, so pineapple on pizza.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, I just my future son-in-law loves it, and I just
With ranch dressing on top. Yes.
oh my gosh. Okay, I
Yes.
that's one I might, because those three tastes that
Yeah,
sounds interesting.
I heard Scott say absolutely not, and he's
Yeah.
wrong. He's wrong. So the next practice that we have one-on-ones, I want Scott, because that's you must have pineapple on pizza with ranch dressing.
So
Period.
there we go. The challenge is out. Tackle drill.
Yes, that's
Can
it.
you stop him
Oklahoma.
in up the middle? If so, Scott, you heard it. Pineapple on
That's
pizza. You're
it.
gonna have to try it.
Pineapple on pizza. Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to get my son-in-law. I call him that. They had to put their marriage out because of COVID, but they'll be married as soon as it's safe to do so. But I'll tell him if he gets the ranch dressing, I'll give it a shot.
Got to get the ranch dressing.
Okay. That's another twist to that. Let's see. Morning person or a night owl?
Ooh. Morning person now. When I was younger, I was a night owl, but you're a little bit older. Yeah.
Yeah. Or kind of the little asterisks there. Whenever I can get awake and stay asleep, type thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, well, this will be good because North Carolina, we got both beach or mountains.
Oh, I'm beach. I love beaches.
My wife and I were actually just having a conversation. We went to the beach on our honeymoon, and we've been married 18 years this summer, and we're thinking that we may go down to Carolina Beach or something this summer just for a couple days, just me and her to do something. So do you prefer to travel or stay at home?
A little of both. I'd say that's a 50-50. Me and my wife, we try to go on a trip every couple of years. We've been to Jamaica, we've been to Dominican. She's bugging me to go to Europe now, so we try to travel, much as we can, so, but I like staying at home as well. So it's a toss up for me, either one.
Well, if you just, when you decide to go to Europe, let me know, because I was shocked with, even though I lived over there for 7 years, when I went back in the last 3 or 4 years, I flew into Berlin, and I took a train from Berlin to Warsaw, and I met up with another group of teachers in Warsaw. We spent a week in Poland, and then after that, it was Holocaust related research. Then I stayed for another week, and I took buses, and I went to Prague, and I went to Vienna, and then I went back to Berlin. It cost me like $20 per bus trip, and it was like flying on a plane. They had a stewardess, and there were little TV screens, and I mean, it was unbelievable. And we, as Americans, we think the only way you can get anywhere is flying or driving, and public transportation over there is such a luxury, and it's so reasonable. My wife, that's our 20th anniversary. She's been working on planning a pretty long trip over there in the summer for us to celebrate that. So, yeah, I'm kind of I think my age is finally catching up with me. It's, my heart wants to travel everywhere, but there's something to be said about sitting on the couch with a newspaper and a cup of coffee.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Well, AK, thank you so much for your time. It was so wonderful to get to talk to you. I was trying to think of the right word, but that was just the one I think that fits for the first time in almost a year. To sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with you. And that's why I love doing these. It's a chance for me to get to know people. So with that being said, I want to give you the final word. What kind of wisdom you want to lay on us?
Well, again, thank you for having me. Thank you for doing this. I think this is great. It even it enforces more of the team chemistry. Everybody getting to know everybody, putting the faces to the names. And again, I'm happy to be a Fury. I hope and pray that I'm a Fury for life. I have no plans of trying to go anywhere else as long as AK is producing and John and Tony and Slim, they want the big fella around. I'm here. So I don't jump teams. I'm one of the old schools. You go with a team and you stick it out. And you do your best for that team until they don't want you anymore. So I'm here. And if you want to be here with me, Fury, you need to stay. You need to re-up because we're going to win. We're going to win this week. We're going to go as far as we can. And next year, I'm predicting undefeated season. Say it. I'm claiming it right now.
You heard it right here. AK making it, laying it down. Undefeated next season.
Undefeated season. We're going to have it with one caveat. One caveat.
Okay.
If we can get rid of R62, we get rid of him, we probably will have undefeated season. Yeah, that's my caveat.
Well, you just blew it all there because
I know I blew it all.
We know he is about as predictable as the weather in North Carolina.
But yeah, I've enjoyed. This has been a blast. I love it. Jess, like I said, we go back. We're draft mates. So we're always going to have that connection, and it's been a blast. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for your time, AK, and I look forward to seeing you on the field next week.